They're being a trap. Like everything to be perfect all the time. The kid, I'll be mad. She's sick.
And she was really scared, and she just said, I don't want anyone to think that I'm making fun of her.
Hello guys, no, I've not turned into a beauty guru, but today we are going to be talking about Maddie's unhealthy relationship with adults in her life, but while doing my makeup because I got somewhere to be. But anyway, let's get into the video and let's get into me doing makeup. So who is Maddie Ziegler? Maddie Ziegler is a massive celebrity right now. She is doing a lot currently. She is known for, of course, being in hit TV show Dancemoms, but also most recently making her Hollywood debut in West Side Story. And if you don't know, that is massive. It is a modern day adaptation to the back in the day West Side Story movie, which was an incredible hit. So the fact that Maddie has a starring role in this, of course, is well up her street. Is to do with dancing, singing. She also has another movie out coming out on HBO.
You don't even need to wear makeup. Sorry, what? I just said you don't even need to wear makeup. What was that?
So she is doing her damn thing right now. Really, when you go into reality TV, it's hard to stray away from that concept. She also now has this podcast with her sister where they talk about certain topics and issues, and that is doing incredibly well as well. So Maddie is sure her success is keeping going and has strayed away from that reality TV show stigma where you can't really get away from your past, the show that you were in, as Dancemoms was such a successful show. Even though people do still ask her about it, but she's done so much more incredible things. And Sia, we all know who Sia is from Chandelier to Titanium. She just has massive hit songs, and she is known for her voice projection, how she has managed to hold down one incredible note and still sounds perfect in all her pictures. I'm not like I know what I'm talking about, but it sounds so good. She's also known for covering up her face, and she does not really like the fame and attention. So Sia and Maddie's rise to fame is kind of similar to one another. They both really rose to fame, which sounds crazy, by accident. So of course Maddie's rise to fame was on Dancemoms, and Dancemoms, this was a time all the way back in 2011 when reality TV shows were coming up and they were popular, but people weren't really watching, and all the established reality TV shows already had a cool fan base. There wasn't really a dance reality TV show. Of course there was So You Think You Can Dance, and so there was TV shows out there, but nothing about normal people. The Dancemoms concept was such a different show. It was literally about a small town in Pittsburgh. Out of all places, they could have chose New York, LA, areas that are really known for their competitive dancing, but they chose a small town in Pittsburgh, not New York, not LA, Pittsburgh, about mums and their kids dancing. And this included the cast where Maddie was with her younger sister. Maddie around the time was only 8-9 years old, and she was a literal baby, but she had such an immense, incredible talent. She was really the main character, I would like to say character, the main person in the show. Her dance teacher, Miss Abby Lee Miller, I'll talk about their unhealthy relationship in a minute, but Miss Abby Lee Miller really idolized and loved and even worshipped Maddie.
Her so much. I love you.
But in Miss Abby Lee Miller's eyes, Maddie could do no wrong, which led, and another bit of pressure that Maddie had to face,
7, 8, and hip, 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 hip. Why the tears?
Because my stomach's hurting.
See that picture? You have to worry about the wind.
Which led to some of the other mums hating her, but that was pretty much her rise to fame. Accidental show that got picked up and became such an incredible hit show where she has millions and millions of followers. And again, this was a time before social media was really big and popping. Sia is an Australian artist. She started off her music career actually in a band, and the band never really went that far. Then Sia started a solo career for herself, but again, that never really picked up for a number of years. So she kind of retired from singing and performing and started writing songs for massive artists. She has wrote so many incredible songs that I didn't even know she wrote. So you know Rihanna, Diamonds, Shine Bright, that one. Which now listen to it, it does sound a bit like a Sia song, like how she really projects her voice, and yeah. So now looking at it, I can see how that's a Sia song. She also wrote songs for Beyonce, Katy Perry, Willow Smith, the list goes on and on. So how she kind of rose to fame again was...
Yeah. In her early career, Sia was in a jazz band, backup vocalist, and even had her own solo career. But in 2010, she became uncomfortable with the growing fame that she had. She says, I just wanted a private life, and instead just wanted to be a songwriter behind the scenes. During this time, Sia wrote songs like Diamonds by Rihanna, Shine Bright Like a Diamond, Beyonce's Pretty Hurt, and not only Neo's version of Let Me Love You, but also Mario's version of Let Me Love You. But then something happened that changes her entire life. Sia decides to write another song that David Guetta produces. The intention was to have Alicia Keys sing the final version, but she turned it down. Then ended up with Mary J. Blige, who also turned it down. And then with Katy Perry, who also turned it down, because she didn't want to duplicate the sound of Fireworks. But David Guetta liked the version Sia did the most. In fact, he wanted to release it so badly, he did. In fact, Sia said it was released without her knowledge. So what does the song sound like? The song became so popular it was certified double platinum, and that was without her doing any promotion for it. In fact, Sia said this song accidentally brought her out of retirement, and she even says the song was the best thing to happen to her career.
The hit song, Titanium. And the song was such an incredible hit. Right now on YouTube, that song has around 1.5 billion views. Like, not million, billion. And the song to this day is such like a great, it's kind of like the summer anthem. When I really think of that song, Titanium, I really think of summer. So Sia just came out of retirement instantly after that and started performing. But she did not really like the spotlight, so she covered up her face with massive wigs. She didn't really want to be known or anything. And this is where Maddie comes into play and where singing, dance collide. So one day, Miss Sia is watching the Abby Lee Miller dance show, Dancemoms, on Lifetime, and she sees this incredible, beautiful dancer who was around 9-10-year-old Maddie performing the song Cry. She said very weirdly,
sound like her mom. You sound like her mom. And
her mum shares her with me. It's weird. It's the day I met her, I saw she danced the dance and I cried, and I thought, and I felt like when people say that they give birth to their first child and they never knew they could love someone so much.
I've never had that sensation. I never had that feeling. I never had that thought about seeing the child dance, but hey. And this relationship developed very quickly. Sia invited Maddie to see her. They became very close friends. Eventually Sia became Maddie's godmother, so God forbid if anything happened to Melissa when she was underage, she would have been Maddie's legal guardian.
She's, I think, my godmom now.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Like officially or just...
Yeah.
Maddie says she saw her as a second mom, and their relationship blossomed. Sia bought Maddie her first car, not like a little hand-me-down little like type of car that is about to break down in a moment. She bought her a crazy expensive car. This is the car that she bought her. Yeah, so Maddie started performing in all of Sia's music videos, and she kind of became the star. She instantly rose to fame because we never saw Sia's face, we always saw Maddie's face. So Maddie was pretty much the star, but it was completely fine because that's what she wanted to do. She was young, she wanted to be a dancer. Now she's dancing and touring around the world. But here's when things started becoming unhealthy. Maddie had all this instant pressure already, instantly, but she had a kind of toxic relationship with her parents. As we see in an earlier season of Dancemoms, we see her dad discussing that the reason why Kim and Melissa got a divorce, Maddie's biological father, is because of dance.
I know my daughter.
I spend more time with her.
You know what this dance has done to me and my family, don't you?
Well, you know what? You keep saying that,
It's
but I'll
true.
tell you what.
You haven't brainwashed them to live in fear?
I didn't need Melissa to be at the studio. She wanted to be there all those hours.
That's not what I'm trying to tell you.
She wants to be
And
there.
I want you to know, too.
But when she wasn't at home with you making dinner?
You didn't make my daughters. You didn't make my daughters.
I trained her.
You trained her.
And I put
That's
her name
right.
on the map.
That's right. I will tell you this. I will do everything possible for my daughter to leave your studio next year.
Again, your children are seeing this, so again, that's pretty weird. So young, she should never even have to feel this pressure, and this should never have been played out on TV. Your parents' divorce playing out on TV, like that's a therapy session. Do you know what I'm saying? That can lead to a therapy session. But not only that, she had a very weird relationship with Abby Lee Miller. Anytime she failed or she felt so much pressure and kind of didn't perform the way Miss Abby Lee Miller wanted her to perform, she would be having panic attacks at 11, 12, 13.
She's gonna eat me. She is not. Baby, look at me. She's gonna eat me. I've never done this. I've never done this.
Addie had a lot of manipulative behavior. A lot of manipulative behavior towards Maddie. And now looking back in as a 20-something-year-old, watching this, it does make me feel pretty uncomfortable. So here's a clip of Abby pretty much all her toxicity.
Sure. You have to worry about the win. Got it? No mishaps.
I have to go check on Maddie. It looks like she's gonna throw up. Literally aren't their friends. Their mothers will stab you right in the heart.
How did you lie to them? No, I'm saying we did our duet for New, but that's a competition I was talking about. I didn't know if you were doing it here.
You know what? Here's the thing. You just you know who your friends are.
And then in swoops Sia. Sia took Maddie underneath her wing and put her on center stage. Like, Sia has done a lot for Maddie. I would say that she was freaking performing at the Kardashians party. Like, you really have to be somebody to be chilling all that with the Kardashians. Do you know what I'm saying? But again, it was still a lot of pressure for a young adult / teenager. She was touring around the world with Sia. Sia has said some very weird stuff. Stuff such as she would never do another project without Maddie.
I can't do a project without her. I don't want to. I wouldn't make art if it didn't include her.
The explanation.
Again, ugh, it's a very weird thing that is going on here. So they'll have a lot of sleepovers when Maddie was around 11, 12. I do feel slightly weird about this. I just think because me personally, I will struggle to trust. Of course, her mum probably hanged around them a lot, kind of sensed out what was going on. But I recently done a video on Josh Duggar and the Duggar family. I'll link it somewhere, and it just shows that, bro, this one is very scary. Like, having your kids sleep at people's houses, especially adults, is a bit she kind of pushes Maddie to do things that she doesn't want to do, For instance, that awful movie about autism that came out,
which is set to come out in February of this year. The movie follows a newly sober drug dealer played by Kate Hudson as she finds herself as the sole guardian of her autistic teenage half-sister Music, played by Maddie Ziegler. And shortly after the trailer was released, Sia was faced with backlash for not casting a special abilities or neurodiverse actor in the role of Music. Some fans went as far as calling Sia's casting decision offensive and harmful to autism.
Why don't you just have the right representation? Sia could have brought a person with autism. This film has been filmed since 2015. Like, Maddie was still on Dancemoms when she was talking about the Sia movie, and it just came out recently and it was a harm. Like, they wasted all their money. They wasted all their money and they could have kept all their money because it was just not a good show. Mascara on, so back to the conversation. So yes, there's just such a long spectrum of autism. I think this would be such a great opportunity to showcase autism, even have autistic characters, but it fell short. It fell very short, and Sia did admit that Maddie didn't want to do the movie. She was scared that she was going to be portrayed like she was making fun of people with autism, and that's exactly what happened.
Sia said that she did everything she could to make Maddie feel comfortable with this now controversial part when Maddie had her own concerns. However, after seeing the backlash, Sia admitted, "I realized I couldn't really protect her from that. I thought I could."
It actually is sad. It actually is sad when you think of it in that way, where of course Maddie is the one that's going to get the backlash because she is the front face, she's the main character, and people are going to blame the bigger quote-unquote goal. Guys, when I do my lips, please won't do it. And Sia just said this in the interview like it was nothing. She's like, yeah, she cried, she was upset about it, she didn't want to do it, but I encouraged her to do it. Again, this could be a good thing of like her trying to take the blame off Maddie, but it's too little too late. You should have listened to her when she didn't want to do the movie and supported her. She should not put this pressure on Maddie that I'm not doing another project without her. And it's so weird that she fell in love with a childhood TV show. I don't know. Is it just me just looking too much into this now? I'm an old hag. Because when I was younger, I was like, oh my gosh. I was around the same age as Maddie. But like, oh my gosh. Look at her. She found a new mum. I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. But now looking back at it in my mid-20s. Almost my mid-20s. Yeah. But now looking back at it, I do find it a bit weird. But what do you guys think? I might just be a bit dramatic, but thank you very much for watching, guys. Like, subscribe. This is just a quick video. I don't know if it was quick, but thank you for getting ready with me, and I'll see you in the next one. I gotta go. Bye.